Hi guys, and welcome to this, our last live launch of 2026. I actually started Tuesday's live launch with the same thing, but I was corrected by Harry. I'm joined tonight by the amazing Jamie Dawes. Jamie!
Hello!
How's
Very
you?
Excited to be here for this because we've known about this since the summer. That's how long Chris has been sitting on this. And I'm very excited that you guys finally get to see it. It's going to be a really good night. Now, can you do us all a favour? If you're watching this on Facebook, please can you share this video to your Facebook feeds? If you're on YouTube, paste the link to the YouTube on your Facebook or any other social media. Let everyone know that you're here because this is such an incredible product, and I know Chris has worked so hard on it. So we want to get as many people knowing about this as possible.
Cool. I'm not getting, at the moment, bit of a technical issue because our streaming software is updated, but it hasn't updated the chat software. So I'm getting chats at the moment from Facebook. So hello everyone that's joining us on Facebook. But I am not getting chats on YouTube.
Well, I have our chats up here from YouTube, so I can give a couple of shout outs.
Cool.
On here, we've got lots of people joining us. Good evening to everyone. We've also got a question in straight away from Mike Paldino, who says, is the US store going to have some stock so we can avoid huge shipping costs?
Yes, they will. They haven't got stock yet because we just got stock in this morning. Talk about cutting it fine. But we have got a parcel going out to Chris before Christmas, Chris in the US. So yes, he will have stock. It does look like we are not going to be able to get YouTube comments, so Jamie's going to be monitoring those over there. So guys, if you have got any questions about the book test, we'll talk about it a bit. We're going to show you the book itself and everything else as well. Now, we've only got a limited number of these. If you know anything about the Strange Stage, we had a live launch, our first one, which happened probably the middle of this year, was it?
Yep.
Middle of this year.
Big launch, wasn't it?
And we sold out of everything we had at the Strange Stage within 24 hours.
Yep.
Now, you've got to remember with Chris Mallon, with a book, I don't know, is this limited? I don't know the story behind this one.
This version is not limited. So Chris did have limited edition ones that were sort of hand-aged and stuff like that. But obviously these take an incredible amount of time to do the work to. On that little trailer that Chris has put together, it says created with obsessive detail. I'm sure Chris won't mind me saying this. I know Chris is watching. He's obsessive with all of this. If ever there is someone with magic OCD, it is Chris, because everything he puts together is phenomenal, but that does mean that the amount of time and effort and detail he puts in to these products is absolutely phenomenal. This really is a museum quality prop. If you see the aged one, of course you can age this up yourself, but you don't have to if you don't want to, because it's a beautiful prop in its own right. Yeah, it really is. We're going to show you a bit more about the book as well. Me and Jamie, it comes with a booklet of instructions which goes really in depth to everything the book can do and more. But me and Jamie thought it would be good to film a little sort of quick start video to get you into it straight away. So that was the first time I actually handled the book. It was Jamie's one because we didn't have stock of them. And the thing is beautiful. It's a lovely hardbound book, and it does feel like you're holding an original copy. You know, everything about it. The pages are all, what do they call it? Gilded edges. Yeah. Lovely gold embossing on the front. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful book. But we'll show you that in a bit more detail in a moment. So we've got lots of people joining us as well. Hello to everybody. Like I said, if you weren't here, if you could do us a massive favour and share this video on your social media feeds, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, wherever, let as many people know as you can that you are here, because like I said, Chris has put such incredible time and effort into this. We really want to highlight this as much as we can. So thank you all for joining. You're going to absolutely love this. I will say we do have limited stock in the store though, so if you do want one, like Pete just said, we have sold out of pretty much everything Strange Stage since we've been stocking it, so get onto it as quickly as you can.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that the nice thing about a book test like this is it's a title that everyone knows. It is, A Christmas Carol, so you can have it on your bookshelf. You can perform it when people come round. It doesn't have to be just for Christmas, because for many people this is probably one of their favourite stories, whether it's Christmas or not Christmas. The story is just iconic. It's everyone has heard of it, everyone knows it, and it's not odd to have a copy of A Christmas Carol on your bookshelf and to go on and perform with this book. It's a beautiful book. For those of you that have just joined us, I am going to drop the official trailer now, but the official trailer doesn't really show you much. So we filmed Jamie doing a live performance, which we're going to drop at about 7:15. So if you have got any questions, let us know. Rick Andrews said, did you mention it's already in the US warehouse? No, but it will be with them soon. So we are sending them out there. So if you purchase one from us today, as soon as Chris gets them, they will be shipped out. We only received ours today. We've now got to package them and send them on to Chris. But that only takes a few days. So I would say by next Wednesday or Thursday, Chris should have them in stock. And then they'll be shipped out to you, so you don't have to pay any huge, shipping fees or any import duties or tariffs or taxes or anything else. Right, let me play this little trailer again, just to give you a little teaser of the book.
So there we go. We are going to tell you more about this very shortly. But if you did miss it a little bit earlier on this year, Chris actually brought out another book test. Now, these sold out when we had them in. We've managed to get a small amount back into store, and this was a Page Fright. So this was another brilliant book test by Chris with, again, obsessive attention to detail, Chris. But it is absolutely phenomenal. This was one of the ones that we aged up in store, and you'll actually see it looks like a choose your own adventure book. It looks exactly like it. You can actually buy the original of this, which I've got in my bookshelf now. So when you put these side by side, they look exactly the same.
Nice.
It's a brilliant book test. If you're a big fan of book tests and you want something a little bit different, a little bit spooky, something with a bit of a story, please check out Page Fright as well from Strange Stage. I think we've literally only got about 10 or 15 of these, so do go check that out. That's on the site as well now.
So, Jamie, you've obviously had a copy of Christmas Presents or the Christmas Carol book test for a while now. Does Chris go into details on how to age the book, or what would you suggest if someone got it and they wanted to age it? Where would they find that sort of information?
So, when you get it, so we'll show you, when you get your Christmas presents, you'll actually get this, which is really nice. So Chris has tried to think about everyone. So he's provided video links, but he's also got everything written down. So here you'll actually see this is a really, really in-depth book, which teaches you everything, but very, very simply. It's very easy to understand. And then he has little video links to highlight some bits. So, for example, he has a really clever Pegasus page built in. He goes into a little bit of detail on that on the video as well. We've also filmed the video, so you can access that video as well. And on top of all of that, Mick Wilson, friend of ours here at Alakazam as well, has very kindly given his cold reading lecture, which is available in here as well. So you get all of that, because I know that we're calling this a book test, but I genuinely believe it's underplaying it, because it does more, but we'll go into that in a minute. Now, in terms of aging the book, Chris doesn't teach aging in this book. Any bizarrist watching this knows that when it comes to aging things, we all have our own techniques, and a lot of the time we like to keep them hush-hush. That being said, you can find different methods. I believe we have a video, don't we, for Page Fright that we filmed. Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Page Fright, it was Whitechapel. So if you have Whitechapel, there are some aging techniques in there. But what's really nice about this particular book test is we have this, I don't know, negative embossing, I guess it is, which goes in. And if you take something dirty and you rub over that, the negative embossing will pick up on that, and it will make it look nice and aged as well. You can look online, there are lots of different tutorials for aging stuff, but effectively, if you can get yourself a very light sandpaper and sandpaper over the book, if you can get yourself an aging pad, so you can get something called a distressor pad, go onto Amazon, you'll find lots of them. Find one of them, and then you can age around the edges of the pages. And then, of course, you're just going to beat up the edges. So think about a book. Where would a book naturally age? Corners, it will always age. And also the spine will naturally break over time as well. So feel free to give that a couple of tears where it's loosening. But if you handle it, it will age on its own naturally as well. So although Chris doesn't go into details on aging, there are lots of different resources as well. So yeah, lots of people are putting comments on YouTube as well. Aging, use dirty down spray, ash blonde as well. Or tea bags. The only thing with tea bags is you're using a wet method of aging. With book tests and pages, for example, that will cause them to warp. And that may mean that the handling of the book is a little bit different. That's why we recommend really using an aging pad or a distressor pad, because it's basically like a sponge ink pad, but just with enough ink on it, and then you dab that around the edge of the page, and it means that it doesn't oversaturate the page, and then it doesn't wrinkle and cause the book to go a bit wonky, basically.
The thing is, it's really strange, because when I was looking at the photos for the book, a lot of the photos were, because Chris did release a very limited edition aged version, but you look at it and the book does look beautifully aged, but he has like ripped it, and you do sort of sit there going, oh my god, if I was aging it myself, you know. But it really depends how far you want to go with it, because when you buy a limited edition one, it is torn. You know, bits of the cover are torn, and but
it will age naturally just through handling as well. The script that I use is slightly different from Chris's. So because I haven't aged mine, and mine looks a bit more pristine than his, I say that mine isn't a first edition, it's actually a second edition. But it's actually worth as much as a first edition, because there was actually a printing error in the book, which is a line that Chris uses, and the printing error is actually the Pegasus page.
Danny Ragg said, I age my props by sitting them down and making them watch a Craig Petty tutorial. It is. It's such a it's such a lovely book test. The whole story behind it, like I said, the Christmas Carol. I mean, everyone knows it, so it's a perfect one. But I think we're at that time now where we can actually drop the performance.
Amazing.
So let's talk about it before we drop it. So this was you in the shop.
Yep.
Performing it on, was it Harry,
Emma and Emilio,
and it was.
Or was it Andy?
Andy, I think.
It was Andy and Emilio.
And it was 3 phases.
3 phases, yeah. So what I've done in the performance as well is bare bones. So this book, you can do so much more with this book, which we'll talk about after. This is the very basic version of the routine. So these are the basic reveals. I go a little bit into like mini readings, but nothing substantial. But this is a brilliant tool if you want to get into cold reading or psychic reading, stuff like that as well.
Right, we'll get into that in a moment. So here we go. This is the uncut performance.
So it's this time of the year, it's Christmas time, but everyone knows I love a ghost story.
Okay.
And one of my favourite ghost stories actually happens at Christmas, A Christmas Carol. Okay. One of the stories that the majority of us know or have read. Yeah. And I managed several years ago to get this. This is A Christmas Carol, but it's a 2nd edition. It's near perfect condition.
Okay.
And normally I wouldn't let any of you near it. But today, we're all going to partake in a little experiment together, okay? I'm going to find out a little bit about your past, your present, and your future. Emilio looks really scared all of a sudden. It's going to be all right.
Okay.
All right? So, first thing is we're going to create a little gap in the top and bottom pages, and I'm going to riffle through like this, Harry. And all I want you to do is just to say stop.
Stop.
About there? You sure?
Yeah.
Whatever this page is, actually, take the book for me. Don't let me see. Can you remember the page that you're on there?
Yeah.
The page number. But I also want you to think of a word on there, right? Now, obviously, this is towards the end of the book by the looks of it. So this is going to be past, present, future, right? And there are certain themes there. So we don't want anything to do with sort of sadness.
Right.
Don't go for obvious words like Christmas or crypt. And we want a good ending to this, so please don't go for grave, all right? But other than that, I want you just to pick an interesting word that's going to stick in your mind.
All right.
Have you got that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Close up the book. And you've remembered the page number as well?
Yep.
Good, close up the book for me. The word that you're thinking of, I should have asked you this before, is this a long word?
It is, yeah.
It is a long word, good. In a minute, you're both also going to think of words.
Okay.
Please make them long, all right? Actually, think of the first letter of your word. Is this a P?
Yeah.
It is? All right, good.
Yeah.
I've got something else in this little envelope here. I've actually got some bookmarks, which we're going to take out here. Actually, Harry, what was the page number?
136.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
136? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a bookmark and just going to place it in here, all right, on 136 for now. We'll get back to that. I've also got 2 more bookmarks. We've got one for you and we've got one for you as well. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to just make that little gap at the top. I'm going to run down. You're going to put yours somewhere in the middle of the book, all right? A little bit higher, yeah, somewhere in the middle, because we want you to be part of the present. Yeah, I would say that's great. And you want somewhere near the front. Excellent. So I want you, Andy, just to take the book and I want you to look at the page that you stopped at. And I want you to find a long, interesting word as well for me. Let me know when you've got that.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Take out the bookmark. Close up the book, pass it on to Emilio. I'll take the bookmark back. Perfect. You open up at your page. You're also going to think of a long, interesting word.
Yep, I've got on.
Got it? Take the bookmark out.
Yeah.
Actually, go back to. Do you remember the page that you were on?
No.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to do this again, right? So go back to the page. Go back to a page somewhere in the middle, somewhere random. Because I'm going to ask you to actually do something a little bit more, Emilio.
Okay.
Right? Obviously, Andy's thinking of a word. Harry's thinking of a word. I want you to think of something a bit more. So I want you to go to the top of whatever page you're on.
Yeah.
And can you just read the sentence to yourself?
Okay.
Let me know when you've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yeah.
Good. And close up the book. I'll take the bookmark back. Perfect. We'll take the book back. That's going to be for you in a minute. So we're thinking of two words, but you're also thinking of a sentence or something, all right? So Andy, the first thing I want you to do is, can you focus on the first letter of your word?
Yeah.
All right, don't scream it at me. Is this an E?
No.
No, it's not. Focus. Emilio, get the E out of your head. Yours is an E, isn't it? Stop. Right. You focus on yours. Emilio, this sentence that's at the top of your thing, if I said that would mean something if you were littler and you were younger than what you are now, would that make sense?
Yeah.
It would. All right, good. What's really interesting is this sort of reflects where you are now in life, right? This is sort of where you are now.
Yeah, possibly.
Especially this time of the year.
Yeah.
And if you were to think of like something to do with this word in your life, can you think of something that maybe would link to this word in some way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So you're grateful for certain things. Is this like your family and your kids and stuff like that you're grateful for this time of the year? Interesting. And Emilio, you're thinking of this sentence as well, right?
Yeah.
But we've also got this word that you were screaming at me. So I want you to think of this. Your word's a little bit different, probably more apt for someone your age. No offense, Andy. This is the sentence that you were talking about. I get the idea that this is something to do with like being cold and maybe being in like a building, almost like a school, or like there's other people working. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, good. And the word that you're thinking of, is this endurance?
Yeah.
Is this the word that you're thinking of? Now, what I didn't tell you about this book is, this is a second edition, near perfect condition, but it's actually worth more than a first edition, which is why I wouldn't normally let you anywhere near it. But the reason that it's so interesting is when they do print runs of books, the first few books, sometimes there are printing errors and there are things wrong with the book.
Okay.
You were thinking of a page. You saw a page. You thought of a word from that page. What was the page number?
136.
136. And we put that bookmark in there. Can you just go to 136, where that bookmark is? Just open it up for me. And you'll actually see that's the interesting thing was that was a printing defect. That was something that was wrong with the book when it first came about. But you thought that you saw a word.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look through the book, make sure there's no other 136s in there. And you were thinking of a word. What was the word that you were thinking of?
Possibility.
Possibilities.
Yeah.
Can you turn the bookmark over? Can you see that there's something on the back? Can you read out what it says?
In the works of Charles Dickens, the essence of the future is most perfectly captured in A Christmas Carol, summed up in a single quote and one undeniable word: possibility.
Possibilities.
Right.
That's going back into my display cabinet.
How?
And I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very happy Christmas.
It's so good. So tell us a little bit. We're going to do a live unboxing in a minute. Tell us a little bit about the sort of cold reading aspect, because like you said, that was the bare bones of putting 3 of the effects together. So give us a bit of info on like some of the other little cold reading bits that you can do and what it allows you to do.
So what I did just show you there on the performance is the sort of reveals. These are the things that are set in stone that you can do regardless. They are built in. However, there is a very clever reading system employed here, which I believe, let me get the crediting right, is based on a Mick Wilson and a Michael Murray idea, both of them combined. And in essence, the story of A Christmas Carol, something that we're all very familiar with, has 3 quite distinct sections of the story. Of course, the ghost of Christmas past, present and future. Each one of those themes has different characters. For example, you have Scrooge, you have Tiny Tim. And each of those characters, if you know the story, you already know that there are certain aspects and certain characteristics to each of those characters as they move through the story. In particular, if you want to focus just on Scrooge, we know the story of Scrooge. He's very Scrooge-like. He's very
tight.
Negative.
Very tight.
Very tight.
Very tight.
Very negative. Doesn't really care about other people. Quite self-absorbed. Doesn't care about Christmas. All of that good stuff at the very beginning. And then as he goes through the story, he starts to see different people in different situations. So, you know, he sees people who are down on their luck and he starts to change. And then ultimately he sees his grave and he's looking down at what's going to happen to him in the future. And that's when he has sort of this turning point. So if you know the story of A Christmas Carol, and again, Chris goes into all of this in the book, there is a very simple, very clever reading system employed. But on top of that, he's actually linked all of the word to tarot cards. So if you know tarot cards and you know the story of tarot cards, you can also give a reading there. For example, he may have one word that begins with F, and you know that that is the Fool. And then from the Fool, you can start giving a reading. So, you know, the Fool is on the end of a cliffside and he has these mountains behind him. He's got this little companion by his side. He's got his little sack full of different things in his bag, which shows that he doesn't need a lot of material things in his life. He's about to go and face the world, but maybe he's a little bit naive. There is this little companion who always follows him around and always goes with him, almost like a protector. You get the idea. So everything in this book test is linked, and you can use as little or as much of it as you want. Yeah. And what's really clever, like I say, if you already know the story of A Christmas Carol, which pretty much everyone here is going to, you can immediately start doing readings without knowing the tarot cards, without knowing that aspect of it. That doesn't matter. As long as you know A Christmas Carol, the story, you've got a ton of material there in order to start pushing your readings forward, which I think is just such a clever idea.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the fact that it's modular as well, which a lot of book tests tend to do one thing very well. This has got multiple things built in, and the fact that it's modular is really, really nice, because you could use it to just perform the Pegasus page if you wanted to, if you wanted to just do a word revelation, or you can put it all together and do a whole sort of 10-minute. So let's go on to an unboxing. I've got you a nice little overhead view. Look here as well.
It's like we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Look at that. Or do you want me to go full overhead?
Yeah, let's go full overhead. Let's go full overhead. So we can show you what you get here. Let me get my nose and my receding hairline out the way.
You also get a lovely box that it all comes in.
Which is over here. So this is what everything comes packaged in, which is lovely. A nice magnetic locking box as well to keep everything safe in. And then inside you get this gorgeous velvet bag, which Chris has supplied, which really makes it look like something very serious. In the book, he talks about having cotton gloves.
Yeah, which I think is a really nice touch.
Yeah, very nice touch. So you can keep it inside this bag. This is how I've got it stored at the moment. And this is the book itself. Now, if you Google first edition A Christmas Carol, the quality of this book is ridiculous. It looks exactly the same. Now, just a caveat, there has been another version of this book in a book test before by Prof BC, which was the Doppelganger books. However, Doppelganger hasn't been around, and this is a completely different book test. It's just using the same prop, okay? And the things that are built into this are absolutely phenomenal. So in terms of the quality, you'll see, hopefully the light catches that. Actually, let me get my phone torch, because if I do this, you should hopefully see the gold edge.
It does. It honestly looks wonderful, and when you're handling it as well. And I love the idea of wearing the white gloves and getting other people you're performing on, if they're going to handle the book, to wear some as well. It really does add to the performance, I think.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is actually, again, let me get my little torch out. You can actually see there is embossing on the front of the book. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but all around here, it's exactly the same as a first edition. Even the colours. Now, Chris actually did go, oh, look how shiny my head is, that's terrible. Chris really went into detail with this. In fact, he had it printed on the same machines as Harry Potter, which is amazing. The paper quality is about the same as a book from this period. It's got all of the original artwork inside as well. All of the pages are the exact font and spacing in between all of the lines. It looks exactly the same as a real first edition. You can see it here. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now, you not only get the book with the Pegasus page built in, and it has lots of very clever aspects. So not only can you have words picked, but you can also have a gorgeous moment where, if you don't want to, for example, memorize words, which you don't have to with this, because something very cleverly is employed, which I'll show you in a minute, but there is something in here which you can reveal straight away. So if you saw, I think it was with Emilio, I asked him to concentrate on a scenario. I could tell him what that scenario is straight away. And again, I did it very basically. You can elaborate on that, so you can really build up that scene. Imagine who you were with, where you are at that time, stuff like that. So that is the book itself. You also get a booklet, a very comprehensive booklet, with all of the instructions in, as well as the video links in there as well. And then you also get this, which I can't show too much of, but this is a chandelier. If you know what a chandelier is, then you know what this does. It's a very clever thing. I also need to make sure that I'm not showing too much. Right, and then inside we have these very nice themed bookmarks. And these bookmarks are not only your selections, so for example person 1, 2 and 3, but they also have hidden cribs on here. So I can actually show this because they're very cleverly disguised, like something you would get in a bookshop. So this doesn't just have the words on here, it's very cleverly hidden within the bookmark. So you can have these on the table, staring the audience in the face, it doesn't matter, and you'll be able to get your word. And here, of course, this is our reveal. So you have one of these reveal as well. And that's what's lovely about this. Not only are you having words picked, you have scenarios picked, you then have a prediction, which is on the back of here, then you have a Pegasus page, and you have a cold reading system. So in terms of a comprehensive prop or book, this is something that you can build an entire show around. If you have this book and this is your core concept, think about the 3 stages to a show. You can have the past, the present and the future. As you're going through the show, maybe you have the person from the past place theirs in and hold on to the book. And then they pass it to someone for the presents and they put in their bookmark. And then we're going to have someone from the past or whatever I've just missed out. They put their bookmark in as well. And then at the end of the show, you can bring it back to the book. So you can actually build an entire act around this book test, which I think is amazing.
That is so good. And we have got a legend that is Mick Wilson joining us, and he said if anyone wants any help with the cold reading system or cold reading in general, don't hesitate to give him a shout.
Absolutely. Now if there's anything anyone else wants to see or wants me to go through or have any questions about this, please let me know. Now I will say this is I would say this is a collector's piece. This is something that I've already got on my bookshelf. I'm actually starting to gather a Chris Mallon section on my bookshelf now, because I have the Spirit Tapper in the middle. I've got Eerie one side with Page Fright, and on the other side I've got a Christmas Carol book test. So all of them are ready to go. Whenever I have someone over and they ask about them, I'm ready to go.
Brilliant. Honestly, it's such a lovely book. Guys, if you've got any questions you would like to ask Jamie, then please do. Danny Ragg said he's got a strange stage shelf as well. Oh no, he's got a strange shelf.
I don't want to know what's on Danny Ragg's strange shelf. Definitely a membership card, Danny. And probably a cowboy hat, knowing Danny Ragg.
I mean, for those of you that don't know Strange Stage or Chris Mallon, I mean, they were pretty much underground until we sort of done a bit of a launch with them. I mean, if you knew them, you knew them, but most people didn't because they were very underground. It was very niche. He only really offered his material to a small community.
Yeah.
But we've managed to talk him into offering it to a wider community. But you will know, if you've been following the Strange Stage story with Alakazam, that we get a few items in, then they're gone, and they're gone. Yeah. You know, I know Jamie is constantly asking Chris to get on to making new tappers. It doesn't look like they'll probably happen till the latter part of next year, if at all next year. Because Chris is a one-man band. He creates this stuff himself. He makes this stuff himself. And he's always thinking of new projects. So when you're working on a new project, you haven't got the time to keep up with the older stuff.
Exactly that, yeah. And he's got some phenomenal ideas lined up next year. I'm not sure how much I can say without him getting angry, but people that enjoyed the Spirit Tappers, he's got another version of that which he's trying to work on, which I think will be great. If you enjoyed the Carney boxes, we're looking at hopefully getting some of those in the new year as well, because those sold out that night. I think we sold out.
Yeah, we did
on the launch night.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting some of those in. I think he's looking at doing some of the Switch boxes again as well.
Wow, that would be good.
The Switch boxes are what I use in my show. I've used it now for 5 years plus, I think, and it's still going strong. It's a little bit worn from the amount of times I bang it in the show, but they are phenomenal. All of his props are second to none. The quality that he puts in are absolutely phenomenal.
Question.
Go on.
From John Williams.
How much memory work? So there are two choices. Number one, you memorise the word list. I personally wouldn't with this book test because of the way Chris has structured it. So each bookmark ends up being your crib. And what's lovely is, because you're doing it sequentially, so you're having person one think of the word, and then you take the bookmark out, as person two is now looking at their word, you're able to look quite cleanly and openly at your crib. So the way that the routine is structured, it kind of allows you to look at the crib. And like I say, because the crib is so organic, personally, I would say this is a no memory work book test. As long as you know the structure of the routine, it's fine. As long as you know the story of A Christmas Carol and you know the rough themes of each character and how they evolve through the story, then you'll be able to even do the cold reading straight away, which is unheard of with anything like this. To be able to go straight in and confidently do a cold read, it just doesn't happen. And I don't think I can mention names, but suffice to say, some very, very notable mentalists have overseas in other countries have actually purchased this for the cold reading and the reading aspect of it. So the fact that they can work this into their show and give a really powerful reading, they have literally bought it for that method, which is great.
Yeah, it's very, very clever. It's a very clever thing. So thank you, Justin, for your order, and thank you everyone that's placed an order tonight. I can see them coming in. So let's see if there's any other question. Scott said, can you talk him into re-releasing his Presence 2.0, the Switch box based on the same book?
Well, he is listening. So
there you go.
There you go, Chris. There's another one for you to get on your hit list of things to get making.
Let me have a look.
We
if
just
there's
had
anything
the
else.
Longest Day 64 ordered. You're gonna love it. The Longest Day. I will say we've sold over a third already.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
And chances are we're not going to have any more till after the Christmas. If
we will not.
Yeah.
After Christmas is going to be the only time that we can get them in.
So if you want one. This would be the perfect thing to perform on Christmas evening as well.
Yep. And even, at this time of the year, we're all really busy. And then during the January time, things die out a little bit. This is the kind of thing that you're going to want to study. You're going to sit down with and really digest. It's the perfect time to get something like this and really chuck yourself into it.
And like I said, this is the type of book, even though it is a Christmas-themed book, it is a type of book that, if you were to bring it out in performance in the middle of summer, it still doesn't matter because everyone knows the title. And if you were to turn around and go, one of my favourite books is, people wouldn't question that because it's a lot of people's favourite story. It's an incredible story.
You can even just say, the other day I was on eBay and I was just looking up old books, and I always thought, how lovely would it be to own a first edition of something? Yeah. And this came up. And I know it's not Christmas, but I just had to get it. And it's also one of my favourite stories. So now it doesn't necessarily become about the story, it becomes about the book itself, the prop itself, and how you acquired it. So there are different avenues that you can go down when introducing the book as well.
I still really like the idea of the white gloves. Yeah. I think if you had that book in its bag on the table, you don't mention it, you get the people up on stage, and the first thing you do is you put on your gloves and you hand them each a pair. Then you go over and you pick up this bag. No one knows what's inside. Then you bring it out. I mean, what a theatrical piece where people are wondering, well, what's going on? Mm-hmm. And then they've all got their gloves on and you give them the book. They can all touch it. And straight away, they're going to feel, captivated by this object before you even do anything. I think it's really nice. Mm-hmm. Right, let me have a look.
So I'm just looking at YouTube comments. If you have any questions about it, if you want to see something, because I have one of them here, so I can show you whatever you want to see, just to let me know, and then I can show it to you again. And again, like I say, this is a modular routine. So if you're starting out and this is something that you're doing for the first time, the Pegasus page is built in. So just start with the Pegasus page. If you then want to expand on that, the section where I asked Emilio to think of a sentence, that is another non-memory thing, so you can get someone to go straight there, think of the sentence at the beginning, and then at the very end, they can go to the Pegasus page as well. So however you want to perform it, you can perform it that way.
Yeah. Well, we're running out of time. We've only got about 15 minutes left. But I think we should play the performance again for anyone that's joined us a little bit late, to give you a good idea. Now, bearing in mind, this is 3 of the things you can do with a book. And Jamie did just sort of put them together. We wanted a short performance thing, so there isn't a huge amount of Jamie's usual presentation, or he'll usually go into the cold reading and everything else, but because this was for a video, we have to keep it short. So this is sort of the bare bones performance, but it will give you an idea of how you can get the routine to sort of scale as it goes along and get more impossible. It's beautiful. And it's also got the Pegasus page, which is probably one of the strongest things you could do with a book, if not the strongest.
Agreed.
Right, so let's take a look at this.
So it's this time of the year. It's Christmas time, but everyone knows I love a ghost story.
Okay.
And one of my favourite ghost stories actually happens at Christmas. A Christmas Carol. Okay. One of the stories that the majority of us know or have read.
Yeah.
And I managed several years ago to get this. This is a Christmas Carol, but it's a second edition. It's near perfect condition.
Okay.
And normally I wouldn't let any of you near it. But today we're all going to partake in a little experiment together, okay? I'm going to find out a little bit about your past, your present, and your future. Emilio looks really scared all of a sudden. It's going to be all right.
Okay.
All right. So first thing is we're going to create a little gap in the top and bottom pages, and I'm going to riffle through like this, Harry. And all I want you to do is just to say stop.
Stop.
About there? You sure?
Yeah.
Whatever this page is, actually take the book for me. Don't let me see. Can you remember the page that you're on there?
Yeah.
The page number. But I also want you to think of a word on there, right? Now, obviously, this is towards the end of the book by the looks of it. So this is going to be past, present, future, right? And there are certain themes there. So we don't want anything to do with sort of sadness.
Right.
Don't go for obvious words like Christmas or crypt. And we want a good ending to this, so please don't go for grave, all right? But other than that, I want you just to pick an interesting word that's going to stick in your mind.
All right.
Have you got that?
Yes.
Okay, close up the book. And you've remembered the page number as well?
Yep.
Good, close up the book for me. The word that you're thinking of, I should have asked you this before, is this a long word?
It is, yeah.
It is a long word, good. In a minute, you're both also going to think of words.
Okay.
Please make them long, all right? Actually, think of the first letter of your word. Is this a P?
Yeah.
It is? All right, good.
Yeah.
I've got something else in this little envelope here. I've actually got some bookmarks, which we're going to take out here. Actually, Harry, what was the page number?
136.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
136? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a bookmark and just going to place it in here, all right, on 136 for now. We'll get back to that. I've also got two more bookmarks. We've got one for you and we've got one for you as well. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to just make that little gap at the top. I'm going to run down. You're going to put yours somewhere in the middle of the book, all right? A little bit higher, yeah, somewhere in the middle, because we want you to be part of the present. Yeah, I would say that's great. And you want somewhere near the front. Excellent. So I want you, Andy, just to take the book and I want you to look at the page that you stopped at. And I want you to find a long, interesting word as well for me. Let me know when you've got that.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Take out the bookmark. Close up the book, pass it on to Emilio. I'll take the bookmark back. Perfect. You open up at your page. You're also going to think of a long, interesting word.
Yep, I've got on.
Got it? Take the bookmark out.
Yep.
Actually, go back to it. Do you remember the page that you were on?
No.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to do this again, right? So go back to the page. Go back to a page somewhere in the middle, somewhere random. Because I'm going to ask you to actually do something a little bit more, Emilio.
Okay.
Right? Obviously, Andy's thinking of a word. Harry's thinking of a word. I want you to think of something a bit more. So I want you to go to the top of whatever page you're on.
Yeah.
And can you just read the sentence to yourself?
Okay.
Let me know when you've got that. Got it?
Yeah.
Good. And close up the book. I'll take the bookmark back. Perfect. We'll take the book back. That's going to be for you in a minute. So we're thinking of two words, but you're also thinking of a sentence or something, all right? So Andy, the first thing I want you to do is, can you focus on the first letter of your word?
Yeah.
All right, don't scream at me. Is this an E?
No.
No, it's not. Focus. Emilio, get the E out of your head. Yours is an E, isn't it? Stop. All right. You focus on yours. Emilio, this sentence that's at the top of your thing, if I said that would mean something if you were littler and you were younger than what you are now, would that make sense?
Yeah.
It would. All right, good. what's really interesting is this sort of reflects where you are now in life, right? This is sort of where you are now,
Yeah, possibly.
especially this time of the year.
Yeah.
And if you were to think of like something to do with this word in your life, can you think of something that maybe would link to this word in some way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So you're grateful for certain things. Is this like your family and your kids and stuff like that that you're grateful for this time of the year? Interesting. And Emilio, you're thinking of this sentence as well, right?
Yeah.
But we've also got this word that you were screaming at me. So I want you to think of this. Your word's a little bit different, probably more apt for someone your age. No offense, Andy. This is the sentence that you were talking about. I get the idea that this is something to do with like being cold and maybe being in like a building, almost like a school, or like there's other people working. Does that make sense? All right, good. And the word that you're thinking of, is this endurance? Is this the word that you're thinking of? Now, what I didn't tell you about this book is this is a second edition, near perfect condition, but it's actually worth more than a first edition, which is why I wouldn't normally let you anywhere near it. But the reason that it's so interesting is when they do print runs of books, the first few books, sometimes there are printing errors and there are things wrong with the book.
Okay.
You were thinking of a page. You saw a page. You thought of a word from that page. What was the page number?
136.
136. And we put that bookmark in there. Can you just go to 136, where that bookmark is? Just open it up for me. And you'll actually see that's the interesting thing was that was a printing defect. That was something that was wrong with the book when it first came about. But you thought that you saw a word.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look through the book, make sure there's no other 136s in there. And you were thinking of a word. What was the word that you were thinking of?
Possibility.
Possibilities.
Yeah.
Can you turn the bookmark over? Can you see that there's something on the back? Can you read out what it says?
In the works of Charles Dickens, the essence of the future is most perfectly captured in A Christmas Carol, summed up in a single quote and one undeniable word: possibility.
Possibilities.
Right.
That's going back into my display cabinet.
How?
And I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
Very good.
Thank you. Very happy Christmas.
Right, so there it was. That is the Christmas presents book test. We're coming to the end of this live launch, so if you've got any questions, now's the time to get them in. I want to thank everyone that has purchased one already. I think half the stock has already gone. And like we said, once they are gone, we won't have any till after Christmas, after the new year, I should think. So if you want one, if you're a collector of book tests, if you just love beautiful props for your collection, then this is perfect. If you're a working magician with a parlour show, close-up, stage, this will work just as well in any performing environment.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful prop. I'm so lucky to have one. I think as soon as it came through and I saw it, and like I said, the things that he's coming up with and he's working on are absolutely phenomenal. If ever you see the name Strange Stage, grab whatever he's selling, because you know they're not going to last long. They're going to be top quality. They're going to be collector's pieces, and it's going to be something that you get years and years and years out of. So
yeah,
grab one as soon as you can get one. They're brilliant.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So do you want to give us another look at the book? Just sort of some of the pages. I'll bring this up. I'm going to go a bit closer, Jamie.
Oh, come on then. Come in for the intimate shot. Look at that. Whoa.
Let me take that.
Here's our little bag. Look at this. There you go. You can see the embossing on it now. So you have the book. Chris would like me to also mention the smell of the book. So Chris actually sprays the books with a special substance which makes them smell old. So as soon as you open them, they will also smell old.
But look at that front page as well. Not this one, the next one. I mean, that was the first thing that hit me when I opened the book. How sort of realistic that sort of faded-y print looks.
I mean, look at that. And I would like to say, this is the real book. So, the very famous line, Marley was dead to begin with, there is no doubt whatever about that. So, if you feel like reading the very beginning, go for it. We'll flick through a little bit more. You can see it just looks... And one of my strange gripes is there are lots of book tests which come out, and some of them are used by performers all over. And a lot of the time they do not look like books. The way that they've been formatted isn't right. The attention to detail just isn't there. So when I see book tests like this, these are the book tests that we should be using as performers, because there is nothing about this book which makes it seem like it isn't what it is. So much time and effort has been put into making this the very best that it can be. I'm trying to find one of the pictures so that I can show you the quality of the pictures. Oh, I just went past about 5. That was good, wasn't it?
The other thing was, I remember when we first spoke to Chris about, getting him on board with Alakazam, he was working on this back then. Yeah,
he's been working on it for a very long time. He's had the books in since summer, but he really wanted it to be a Christmas launch because of, obviously, it's a great Christmas trick as well.
Yeah.
And there's the very famous picture, which I've just gone past. This one here. So it looks exactly like it should. And I will say the Pegasus page method is even cleverer because of the way you get them to think of the word. It's very, very smart. And there is the gold edges as well. So again, if you want to age it yourself, you absolutely can. Look at that.
Yeah, it really is a thing of beauty.
And
I mean,
it's... I'll show you the little bookmarks as well, without giving anything away that I wouldn't give away. So those wondering about the cribs, you will never realise you can keep that on the table, it's staring at you in the face, and you're ready to go. And then of course you've got your little reveal here as well, which is great. And then of course you get the chandelier as well, which is going to help you do the trick.
Yeah.
And of course you get the booklet, which I'll show you as soon as I put these back in the book. And then you get your book as well. So, Strange Stage Christmas Presents, the spirits of all three. And this has all of the details in here, everything that you should need and more inside the book.
It's great. And what a thing to have at Christmas, that time, as Jamie said, Christmas time for most of us is a time where we get a bit of time to ourselves at some point. I know my house is very busy at Christmas. Holly and Harry come home for Christmas. We have Boxing Day together, Christmas Day together, and then the day after Boxing Day, all of my family come over, and there's quite a few of them. They stay for a night. So we're quite busy. But at some point, usually Boxing Day or Christmas Day, there'll be a point where, the kids will be doing what they're doing. Jenny will be doing what she's doing. And I get a chance to sit down and just learn something or watch something or read something. Especially Boxing Day, and it's perfect to be able to sit down with something like this, nice cup of warm hot chocolate, and your book test.
Slippers, pipe.
Yep. My smoking jacket. I have it all going on Boxing Day, mate. I'll look like Captain Birdseye with a pipe now. Now I've got the beard. Right, so any questions, get them in, because we are about to be ending this live launch. But I want to thank all of you for joining us for this live launch. It is 2 in a week. I know it's a bit much. We only try and keep it to 1 a week. But occasionally things are happening, so we do have to go to 2 lives a week. But I think this is the last one before Christmas. But there are a few things happening. Christmas Day, Jamie, for unlimited members.
Yep, so unlimited members, if you're a limited member, you have the Christmas Extravaganza.
Ooh!
Which is a video which I'm going to drop in on Christmas Day, probably Christmas morning. And that has a bunch of tricks on there. So if you've seen Andy's Christmas bonus, if you haven't, go and watch it after you've seen this. It's a brilliant video. Pete teaches that exact routine on there. We've also got contributions from Nicholas Mavresis. We've got Daniel Chard, who has smashed it this year on Unlimited.
Yeah.
We've got Andy Smith, and we've got Craig Petty.
It's like a little mini lecture from Petty as well. It's like 20 odd minutes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I've not edited it together yet, but I'll see that when I've edited it together. But all of that will be on a Christmas Day. And don't forget, if you are an unlimited member, Daniel Chard's course started last week, and I think the next lesson goes up next week.
Cool. And we've got some great things happening on Unlimited for 2026, including the Unlimited Hangouts, which we'll announce soon. But also, we are planning on New Year's Day to put up a very special video. Hopefully it will be an annual thing, and it's going to go on YouTube on New Year's Day, and it's going to be a bit of a look back on the year for Alakazam, and what we felt our key points were throughout the year, and how the company changed, what we added, what we did. But most importantly and most excitingly, we're going to talk about little things to come in 2026.
Little things or big things?
Oh, maybe a couple of big things.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. So it's going to be sort of a look back at the year, and then a look forward to some of the things to come. We've got some big announcements happening on that video, so do check it out. It's going to be a huge year for Alakazam next year. It's been a pretty big 2 years anyway. We had Unlimited launching, and then we had Print by Magic earlier on this year launching, and now we've got this happening as well. So,
yeah.
And of course, USA, Alakazam USA opening as well.
Yeah.
Which has been amazing. Now an even bigger warehouse as well.
Yeah, just moved into a bigger warehouse this week. Yeah. And there'll be more, you'll be happy to hear, there'll be more releases by the legend Craig Petty next year. Because we've actually got about 8 or 9 already backed up from Craig, with more coming. There's a new addition to the Elite coin range, which was going to be out before Christmas, but I think that's coming out maybe January. So yeah, there's quite a bit happening. Yeah,
we've pretty much got our product line ready for next year. So if you've enjoyed this year, we've got some treats coming next year. I think we get the sample to a brilliant Rob Bromley trick, which can't say any more than that about. But
you've said too much already, Jamie.
Oh no, but it's phenomenal. It's probably one of my favourite tricks that I've seen in a little while, and
it's probably one of the rarest.
Yeah. When Pete showed it to me, must have been beginning of this year. Yeah. And it absolutely blew me away. I just couldn't believe it. And then I saw how it worked, and it was unreal. I
literally, the other day, I had Etienne, Josh King, and a couple of other customers in the shop. And me and Etienne were talking about Blackpool, because Etienne's lecturing in Blackpool. And he said, oh, what have you got? And I said, oh, do you remember this? And he went, no, I've never seen it. I went, hang on. And I literally went out and got Etienne to do it on himself.
Yeah.
Like, literally perform the trick on himself, and he had no clue what happened. I mean, this, for us, this has been a labour of love, because as probably not, well, you probably do know, I've been dealing with Rob Bromley for ever since Alakazam started. And Alakazam started with Rob Bromley material. That's how we started. He was the first company I dealt with, and Alakazam started with Rob Bromley products. Over the years, we formed a very good friendship, a very good business relationship. We had a lot of effects come out together, and a few years ago we bought the rights to a lot of his effects. Rob unfortunately is no longer with us. Rob passed away last year, and it took us a long time to find someone that could actually do the work up to Bromley standards, because Bromley was a genius. We're lucky we found a couple of people. We haven't found one person that can do everything, but we've found two people that together can do everything. One of them's a master at this, the other one's a master at that, and they can do it. And this was one of the props that just one aspect of this prop takes 2 hours to make by hand. Just one aspect. And when you see the work that goes into it, you'll understand why.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so we've got some great releases next year. We're not slowing down. This year, I think we've had a record year for releases as well. I think we said that we've averaged 2 a month, plus more, I think. Yeah. If it's Peter's favourite, I can't wait for it. Absolutely.
Mick knows what my favourite is. So I think you're not far off, Mick. Next year, release-wise, we've already got such a strong lineup. And I've been discussing, there's been a stage effect that I've been discussing with a couple of friends of mine who created it and showed me it about 7 months ago. And we're hoping to have that out the first quarter of next year. And it's a lovely little effect. Takes up hardly any room, but takes up room on the stage. It's a nice.
It's brilliant. It fooled the hell out of me as well, several times.
Yeah.
Every guess that I had was wrong. And when I saw the method, I was like, wow, that's so clever.
Yeah, I only knew what was going on because I'm au fait with the method from years gone by. Probably before you were into magic, I knew that method.
When Jesus was born.
Just after.
It fooled the hell out of me, and every guess that you'll give to it, it just won't be right.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's such a good trick. It's superb.
Yeah, right. So that's it. It leaves us just to say thank you to everyone that purchased the Christmas presents. It's on our website. We're probably halfway through stock now, so if you want one, go grab one. And if not, I should be back, I believe, next Tuesday for the Tuesday Live. So until then, have yourselves a great week.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.